Whatever the occasion, effortless elegance is right this way. Because Hilton brings you new ways to stay courtesy of the Nomad London. And it doesn't stop at award-winning dining in a space draped in velvet and illuminated by vintage chandeliers. No, this day goes beyond with unparalleled personalized service and attentive hospitality. Oh, and did we mention the Nomad London can be booked using your Hilton Honors points at Hilton.com? Hilton, for the stay.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso and Samra Origins by the Weekend Coffee Collection.
Introducing Samra Origins. My collaboration with Nespresso is a connection to my roots, to my mother, Samra. Coffee that hits the right notes. It transports you. Crafted with unique notes and bold, soaring flavors. Experience a taste that moves you. Nespresso and Samra Origins.
Discover more at Nespresso.com.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's this time of the week that we like to say, welcome to Eejits of the World! With you,
Glenn Wool, and you,
Andrew Maxwell. And boy, oh boy, what a cornucopia of clowns we have for you this week. We've got the Eejits of...
military whoopsies.
We also have the Eejits of fraudulent Hollywood heartthrobs. So if those stories interest you, strap yourself in, or don't.
Yeah.
We don't expect, there's no seatbelt needed. It's a podcast. Enjoy. Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the show, and what a week we have for you. We are absolutely replete with Eejits.
Yeah, me being the one. I found all of mine with one working eye.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, last week you were still gammy-eyed.
Yeah, and then I had to lay on the couch for 3 days, squirming in pain and misery, just as my eye healed.
Oh.
But I'm now at the point where I miss it. I miss the excuse.
You would have looked great with a patch, like.
This has been mentioned by more than one person, and I think it's because I have enough Western wear in my wardrobe that it's very easy. But I would go old school with a leather patch. I think a lot of people try to funk it up with new age polymers.
These high-tech patches these days, just trying to get the edge in the one-eyed Grand Prix.
Yeah. Oh, I'm a cyborg now.
No. Leather
You're
patch.
not a pirate.
Leather patch.
It's got to be a leather patch.
Got to be a leather patch with nice absorbency for the weepings within.
Even Peter would understand. Yeah. Because it's not like I'm not swinging in on my huge dick going, I've lost an eye.
There you go.
Somewhere there's a cow wearing my eye over it.
Making sense. Stupid.
Never gamble with a cow.
Never gamble with a cow. They will milk you.
Yes. Well done.
Thank you. Moo money, moo problems. I'm a bastard. I am fucking terrible.
Andrew and his big book of farming humor.
Welcome to Andrew Maxwell's Big Barn of Laughter.
Out from the corn patch, he stands up with his next golden hit.
I've got a silo of zingers for you guys. Well, there you
Take off your hats and polish your tooth. Here comes Andrew.
The funniest man at the midweek mark. Oh, yeah. Well, there you go.
Lovely.
Well, I'm glad your eye's better, Mr. Glenn.
Yeah.
I was worried about it.
It really hurt. Yeah, it was because I thought I was okay, and then these lights started cooking my eye, and that's when it really puffed up. And
You should never cook your eye.
no,
It's one of those things. Never run with scissors. Never cook an eyeball.
We all remember this 1970s commercials in Canada. Hey, don't cook your eyes.
Eyeballs are for seeing nude.
Yeah, it's like his commercial starts out with a kid tugging on his father's sleeve. Dad, have you stayed straight at the sun? So, son, don't cook your eyes.
Oh, cook your eyes, kid. I know you won't see the sun for another 5 months here in Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan.
Yeah. You got a lot of time to get ready for not staring straight at the thing. I know, it shocked me too when it came out, and I was like, what in the hell?
The heck is this? Is it
Somebody throwing a fiery snowball at me? Nope.
the sun?
The sun.
Well, good. Well, I'm glad we've covered ocular health.
Yeah.
It's a great start to the
Right
show.
off the bat.
Right off the bat. We're giddy here. We've just been watching the American inauguration of Donald Trump again. Wow. Man. It must be a weird old life. You're at 1.5 million years old. You're a weird old man. You're the only second president in American history to win, lose, and then win again. Yeah. And despite all that, you still can't actually get a kiss out of your wife. It's insanely awkward. Like, dude, you're a billionaire. And she was clearly, at some point, willing to sell things.
Yeah.
And still he can't get a kiss out of her. She showed up as she showed up as the man out of the Sandyman Port ads. Right?
It's a signal.
It's somebody likes port. She's bringing out her own meme coin.
Oh my God.
Who in their right mind wouldn't want to invest in Melania Trump's made-up money?
Yeah.
She brought out her own brand of supermarket vodka. I would be interested.
Yeah.
But supermarket vodka. Like gin, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, get it anywhere. You can get it at a vending machine at a Japanese railway.
Oh, yeah. That is
kind of vodka.
That kind of great vodka.
I loved that about Japan. You just, anywhere that they could stick a booze machine, they did.
Yeah.
Very civilized.
But this is what we should have in pubs and nightclubs and comedy clubs. Just a beer vending machine. You know what I mean?
People would try all the tricks of the trade with it, so trying to get straws up it or whatever.
It's still better than queuing. so I'm in favour of it. Now then, yes. So there you go. So that's Donald bloody Trump is the president again.
Yeah, I enjoyed that inauguration. I also I apparently got pardoned by Biden. Because he pardoned everybody else. I'm just assuming. I didn't read the whole list, but I have to be on there.
I assume we got to be on there. all the good work we did for Joey Balls. Madness. Yeah, he pardoned his whole family and pardoned them into the future.
Yeah.
That's
nothing suspicious about that.
Look at America. Good luck, Yanks. It's gonna get weird. So, Mr. Glenn, do you have a delicious Eejit for me this week?
I do.
Somebody I can learn a life lesson from.
Yes.
That's a mistake that possibly I will not have to make.
Because he threw himself on the landmine.
On the land. Go on. Who have you got for me?
It's a Polish general. His name is Artur Kapczynski. I hope he's spelling that correctly.
Artur, I hope you've spelled your name properly.
Yeah. He was a Polish general until he lost his anti-tank landmines.
I mean, I don't know much about generaling, but I think you're meant to keep hold of your anti-tank mines.
Well, you're supposed to know where they are. Yeah.
Yeah, in case you need them for
yeah.
war.
Exactly. And you know where they've turned up because he fudged the paperwork saying, "Oh yeah, no, I totally know where all these landmines are," and because nobody would, you don't think people lose them, so everybody is like, "Well, Why would he lie about that?
It's one of those things. I think you could lose a landmine, but there's all sorts of really dangerous ways you can find one as well. Like, you know what I mean? It's not something that wants to be hidden. It wants to get found.
You don't go to Thailand to find one. Like when you go to find yourself. I'm just going to Thailand to find a landmine, man.
Madness.
Yeah, and they turned up at an IKEA warehouse, and the only reason he got caught is because the warehouse called the Polish army and is like, "Hi, is Arthur there, please? We get your landmines down here. We don't know what to do with them. Are we supposed to put them out in the shop or?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, in the news it said that they had shown up. These 240 anti-tank landmines had just shown up in an IKEA, and it was like, it turns out it was actually they were in a railway carriage beside the IKEA warehouse. It wasn't like they were on the fucking shelves. It wasn't like the landmine.
Yeah, they weren't using them to keep people out of the aisles while they're restocking.
Just the corky name.
They play hardball in Poland, man. If we say don't go down there, don't go down there.
Yeah. Not the quirky name. These are quite fun.
Yeah.
You can press the button, but you can never take your hand off.
No. If you do, you'll only need to purchase a single bed. You can roll that double bed back. You're not going to need the whole thing anymore. No. But
you're always going to lie on your side.
The other half of you might be interested in another single bed.
Think we found a way of curing your snoring. You're going to have a massive opening right at the front.
Well, yeah, and they were like, I don't know. We got to wait for because Russia hasn't invaded Poland yet, but they're getting ready.
They sure are.
So maybe that, they're like, oh, all right, we go in through the IKEA and the outskirts of Warsaw. It's good. No, it's a good place to invade. Lots of parking. And big spots. Not little spots. No. We can park.
Tank size spots. And if we get hungry, meatballs for the North Koreans. treat them. Meatball for you.
They're all sitting around going, this tastes a little horsey to you.
That's why they like it. They come
horse! What is it, Christmas?
North Korean horse Christmas.
We must have misheard. I thought we were going for horse.
We were promised horse.
Fine
horse.
Print.
Da horse, look. Clip clop horse. Poland is full of beautiful horse. Very stable horse.
Here we go.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So that's awkward. That must have been awkward losing anti-tank mines. Probably somebody just didn't bother to get them off the train.
Yeah, that's what happened in the end. It wasn't. Yeah, although it could. You never know there's a mine, because it would, if you put those in a field, it would stop the Russian army because of their propensity for, or if there was a mix-up and a bunch of IKEA stuff got put just randomly in the field that the Russian army was advancing over, they can't help themselves but loot. And IKEA is like gold. It's worth something everywhere.
Yeah.
They have IKEA riots in Saudi Arabia. Did you know this?
I did not know this.
Yeah.
Over
the new line. They when it comes out, the Saudi Arabians, they love IKEA. They've had riots.
Wow.
Riots in an IKEA. So this is gold. This ain't no millennia crypto coin.
This is the real real deal.
This is the real deal. In every language comes the instructions. It would be like manna for the Russian army, but then each soldier would have to carry
a wardrobe called Olaf home.
But it would just be like a haunted wardrobe. Like fucking over 22 men have tried to get this back out of the front lines. And just see him trying to haul it back like an ant with a leaf. And then that's when the snipers come.
With an Allen key. We leave the entire border region. It's just IKEA pre-packed. No Allen key. Good luck.
Yeah. Or try to pass it off as an anti-tank landmine. You know, the general's like, no. I don't know, General. It looks a lot like an Ottoman. It's Turkish.
Yeah, Turkish landmine. Just keep building. Don't follow instruction. What are you, fairy? Sissy man? Be a real man. Like Western husband and away with instruction. Use instinct.
Use own tool, not the tool that comes along. No.
Real tool.
A hammer.
Hammer. Well, yeah. I mean, these are the mines that like blow up tanks, like so that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big old kaboomy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You shouldn't. You should always know where they are.
You should have a rough idea where your landmines are. If there's any prospective major generals out there, keep hold of your minds.
Yeah. The only good thing is that if you lose them, you generally get woken up with like a little. Oh, somebody's found one.
I have leg of man on my roof. I think we found the landmines.
Yeah. Just how many of these are missing? Hey,
how many legs do men have? 2. Oh. Yeah, that's awkward. Apparently, though, it's stuff goes missing from armies all the time. The British Army, the MOD, said that in the last 2 years, they've lost over 700 phones, laptops, and USB sticks.
Wow.
Should be nothing on there of interest for any foreign spy agency. 700 phones, laptops, and USB sticks.
Why are they giving the soldiers USB sticks?
I don't think it's the frontline combat soldiers. It'd be one of those desk pukes.
Oh, right.
Riding a desk back at headquarters. 40 miles behind enemy lines. Or in front of enemy lines. Behind the lines. You know what I mean? They're not doing an office job 40 miles into enemy territory. That would be insane.
Yeah, that's a terrible place to put your office. And dropping them in at night out of an airplane. That'd be very quiet.
No more working from home. Back to office.
Yeah, and then the front line had changed. By the time they came back, their office was deep in enemy territory.
You wanna run an army from your gym jams in the spare bedroom? Not happening. Wow. Well, there you go. Yeah, he got sacked, old Arthur.
Mm-hmm. And they said that it wasn't for that, which they said it was for a series of things, which makes me think too, like, for him, you'd want it to sort of be about that.
Yeah.
Because if it's not, it's like, well, what else did you do?
What else? I mean, like, dude. I mean, that's a pretty straightforward job of bad generalship, you know. But in fact, no.
A series of defecation into other soldiers' helmets.
He want to bring back the musket. Grappling hooks, muskets. Trident.
Or just constantly losing his hat. Constantly.
Arthur! I lost my hat again. Oh, Arthur. You're the clumsiest general in the Polish army.
Yeah, you gotta stop driving that convertible around, Artur. That's where they're going. When's the last time you remember having it? Well, I remember I can't drive 55, come on the radio. I drop the hammer because I like it. Mm-hmm. I can't find that.
This is top come on the radio.
This one, that's another one.
Mm-hmm. This is driving music. Gone.
I think that's what it is.
I don't really remember. Well, there you go. Apparently, these other dudes are going to go to jail for it.
Oh
Yeah. There's four soldiers who look like they're looking at 5 years in prison each.
yeah.
I do that. I mean, I don't think that's unfair. You lose 240.
It
Anti-tank mines.
it wasn't losing them. It's the fudging of the paperwork afterwards.
Oh, it's
Anybody can unpack it's problem. And the IKEA names are weird. You could unpack a box of IKEA stuff thinking, well, that's the. You could think, oh, it's Swedish. That's a landmine. Think about it, Andrew. The landmines would have Swedish names.
Yeah.
Because that's where landmines come from.
What?
The Swedes make the landmines.
Swedes make landmines.
Oh, they love it.
Do they?
Yeah.
It's not one of those things you really think about. I have to say that I think the outside world is probably not in the top 10 things people think about Sweden.
Yeah, I know. That's how they get away with it.
They got some blonde bombshells.
They've got some confused chefs. That's what I know about Sweden.
Very confused chefs. Confused chefs have very weird relationships with singing chickens.
It's all a ruse. Covering up the landmine business.
A ruse.
That's a true story, though. And that now makes sense. Why those guys thought they had landmines, but actually just had
Flat pack furniture. Had some shit to throw into a spare bedroom.
You say what you like about their methods. They've been holding the Russians back for 3 years now. So.
I mean, anti-tank mine's a big old thing as well. Like,
It would have to be.
it could look like a coffee table. You know?
Yeah.
With a big novelty button on the middle of it. Like you're playing a giant militarized version of Boggle. Remember Boggle?
Yeah.
Punk.
Yeah.
But you'll only get the puff. You'll never hear the thunk.
No. Unless it is just a coffee table. And then, yeah.
Well, we're not scared of it. I think you can lose coffee tables in the army and not lose your job.
Yeah. Yeah, it was more the mines.
Yeah, it's very much the mines.
Yeah.
And the fudging of paperwork. Well, nevertheless, Arthur, hopefully we wish you all the very best moving forward.
Yeah.
With your life.
Maybe get a job at IKEA.
They're always looking.
Yeah.
They're always looking for employees.
Mm-hmm.
Those meatballs are delicious.
Yeah.
Did you know IKEA is the 7th largest fast food provider in the world?
I did not know that.
Just off the back of the meatballs.
Really?
Yeah. Meatballs and dime bars.
Wow. The Andrew Maxwell story.
My second memoir. Of meatballs and dime bars. The 25 to 35.
The jungle years.
Yes, exactly. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. And it is the chewiest bar of times. Well, there you go.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we salute you, Archers.
We know that
I don't
you
expect to see you on the show again. You're not like a Elon Musk where you're not,
Yes, exactly.
You're not going to be a reoccurring character. But you made it.
You made it. You made it. You've now, your tomfoolery and shithousery, you've now rubbed shoulders with some of the finest Eejits in the world. Mm-hmm. So, take that on board, Arthur.
Yeah.
And we salute you.
Mm-hmm. If you ever need a reference, call in.
Call in to our free phone number that doesn't fucking exist. We can call in anyway.
Finding a new job is stressful. But with Indeed, it doesn't have to be. Just fill out your Indeed profile with your skills, experience, and desired salary. The more you fill out, the better your matches will be. And hearing from hiring managers will be 2 times more likely. Relax. That's your Indeed profile sending opportunities your way. Indeed, the world can work better.
Are you ready for a story, Mr. Glenn?
Sure, man.
All right. We got some absolute quality fucking Eejits this week, and I'm very grateful.
Cool.
Aren't you?
Yeah.
It's good to have them.
Every week.
Every week.
New ones grow where we once scythed down the old ones.
That's true. The minute we scrape off the mossy path,
the topsoil replenishes. And we see their little heads start peeping out on Tuesday and sometimes Wednesday.
May I make a mistake? Of course you can, fella. Of course you can.
Make 2.
Now then, I have a story for you, my friend. Mm-hmm. It is a cautionary tale about love.
Yeah, well, if there's any sad sack that needs to hear one of those.
Well, let's see, Mr. Glenn, whether you made it onto the top 10 saddest sacks in the world of love. Because you will struggle to beat our next story. This is a story of a lady called Anne.
Okay.
From France. She's an interior designer and she's 53.
All right.
She was married to a very wealthy entrepreneur. Everything was going great. And then, in February of 2003, she downloaded Instagram. That's where it all began.
Okay.
Because not long after had Anne joined Instagram, that she got a message from none other than Brad Pitt's mother.
Yeah, well, yeah, sure. That's sort of the welcome pack. I had a few.
Yes. Jane Etta, Brad Pitt's ma, gets in touch with Anne and goes, "You're exactly what my son needs. You're the sort of lady that he needs to settle down with." And before Anne could, get her head around the fact that, holy shamoly, Brad Pitt's ma's on the blower to me, what happens? Brad Pitt gets in touch.
Okay. You're saying that's not my mother. Please.
No. No, just Brad Pitt.
Okay.
Just starts chatting to her.
Lovely.
They start getting to know each other. Brad Pitt wants to shower her with gifts.
Sure.
But because of customs charges...
Oh, he left his wallet on the bus.
Brad left his wallet on the bus. Which is very unlikely of him.
He was saving his seat with it. He'd gone up to wave at friends at the window and signed some autographs. People came back. Somebody got some light fingers and took his wallet.
That's right. Because Brad, and that was really unusual for Brad, because he usually keeps his wallet in his bum bag when he's travelling on the bus. You know what I mean? Yeah. He keeps his, his Leap card there or his Oyster card.
It's handy.
It's handy. He keeps it right there.
Mint always has fresh breath, and he needs it. He's in the public eye.
Yes. But although he is one of the sexiest men alive, he's actually quite shy around 53-year-old French interior designer. So he usually gets his ma to reach out to them.
She's a woman of the world. Brad's not really been around.
He's maybe got his cock wet 3 times in his life.
He's led a sheltered life.
His mum has sewn his mittens onto his coat.
Yeah, he's a good actor, but those characters are pretend. The real Brad is not as confident.
The real Brad is a very shy, man on a bus.
Yeah.
So what happens is, this lady, our friend Anne here, she had recently got divorced and came into a lot of money. And Brad went, listen, I'd love to send you these presents, but, you know...
I hope she informed Brad's mother of this straight off.
I hope, yeah.
I'm very glad you have called. I'm sitting at home counting all this money. My fingers
finally
are tired.
And now I'm rich, I want to hang out with other rich people. Like you, Brad, or possibly your mum. So they strike up a romance. It's all going great. And then Brad Pitt gets cancer.
Oh, God.
Right? So, and as it happens, Anne had recently survived cancer. So they then had a connection.
Yeah.
You know? And
Yeah. I've got breast cancer too, Anne.
poor Anne.
And that's unfair because men can have breast cancer.
That's true. It is rarer, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless you get a cracking pair of man titties.
Mm-hmm.
And some people do.
Yeah.
Particularly men. Now then. Yeah, so online Brad Pitt, he has cancer. And Anne was starting to think, is this really Brad Pitt? Right? Because she looked in the news and Brad Pitt hadn't got cancer. But then she thought, no, he's just sending me personal messages from the hospital. And
Yeah.
and Brad Pitt sent her loads of pictures of him in his hospital bed. And
Okay. Well, then that's all checked out then. You don't need to look into that any further.
But poor old Brad, you know, the movies don't come along that, frequently for him anymore. So he needed a little dig out for his operation.
Okay, sure.
Whatever. She sent all her money to him. She sent 700 grand.
What was he getting operated on?
He was getting a gold spleen put in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He was getting one of those diamond...
It's Hollywood. People are going to see it.
Hollywood. He's getting one of those diamond spleens.
Yeah, well, you go to those kind of parties.
Yeah.
People will...
A platinum spine. He needed to get all his fluids changed for Duckham's motor oil. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean.
So, yeah, sadly.
It's a different life. But luckily he'd met Anne and she was able to accommodate this just till he got back on his feet.
Yeah. and now he's well and truly on his feet.
Yeah.
And and Anne only realised that maybe something was up when Brad started dating, had a new girlfriend, and it all came out publicly.
He was cheating on her.
She was cheating on Anne with a different woman.
Has Brad Pitt responded to being caught with this, or is he just acting like, oh, I never met her, I don't know what's going on?
No. I'm famously nice guy Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
There's no way I'd rip off a lady online.
Be great if Brad Pitt was honestly doing this and
I
just
know.
blaming it on
On AI scammers in the third world, whereas in fact it's actually Brad Pitt.
Just scrolling through Instagram. He's like a money diviner. His little dick pops up when he knows he's got a rich one.
His little dick. Brad Pitt doesn't have little dick energy. You know why? Because he's got all that scam coin.
That's what the operation was for.
That's all Brad wants. It's just a normal size Willie.
Yeah,
wants
it's
to
like
be
a
a
modern,
real boy.
yeah, it's like the modern telling of Pinocchio. Every time he tells a lie, his penis gets smaller. Thank God that's not a disease.
Like, fuck. I'm gonna tell you, that's all my stories on stage are bullshit. I would have a fucking innie now.
I would be shitting a meat tail.
Oh God, I can't not hear that sentence. Shitting a meat tail. Oh, Oh, Glenn.
I need to apologize to anybody who's driving right now.
Or eating. Or awake.
Yeah.
Shitting
I'm sorry, I've ruined your hot dog, sir.
Shitting meat tail.
It's just somebody's just throwing it out the window.
Shitting a meat tail. I was
The Glenn Wolf story.
Glenn Wool's second memoir, Shitting the Meat Tail, Chapter 1.
How did you spell tail?
No, you're good. You're good. Shitting the meat tail.
There's me and the boy sitting around shitting the meat tail.
Chapter 1. Glenn comes home to find that he's lied again. The lies had become so frequent upon the stage, that it was only when he would get back to his lonely, lonely abode that he would try and sit down to realise there was a tail already on the seat. Oh dear. I must pay for all those punchy setups.
And then I said, "No, Glenn, you didn't say. Your friend said, and you took credit for it.
Yes, exactly.
Now, go home with your tail between your legs."
Yeah, poor old Anne. She got absolutely rinsed
Yeah.
when the story came out in France. She got rinsed. Like, there was... Everybody laid into her. They actually cancelled. There was going to be a TV programme all about situation, but she got so rinsed on French social media that they all went,
Yeah.
She get like, this was an array of... Some of the people that joined in ripping the crap out of her included Netflix en français, French Netflix decided to take the piss out of her.
French Netflix?
French Netflix.
Like, as a corporation sent a
Yeah.
spokesman down?
Well, just got involved in social media taking the piss out of her.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes more sense.
And Toulouse FC, they also took the piss out of her.
Really?
Yeah. And then they all had to apologise and take it all down.
Bunch of Toulousers.
Well, mais oui. Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Because I saw the pictures, and yeah, you should have known that.
You've got to see the pictures. It is kind of crazy. I mean, what we're saying seems reasonable until you actually see the pictures of AI Brad Pitt in the hotel.
Yeah.
Not the hotel. The
hospital bed.
The hotel for sick people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's got bandages for his,
Up the wazoo.
Yeah, but like they've framed his pretty little face.
They have, yeah.
It's just it looks like Brad Pitt has gone to the seaside, and there's like one of those boards with the face cut out. Like, oh, look, it's a hospital patient down at Brighton Pier. Oh.
Yeah, even the bandages look like he's like in a mummy costume.
Yeah.
Really strange. Really strange.
But I'm gonna cut Anne some slack.
I think we all need to cut Anne some slack because,
Yeah, I'd like to look into this architect and how he treated her before she behaved like this.
Who's the architect?
Her ex-husband.
Is an architect.
I thought you said that.
I don't think...
she's an interior designer.
She's an interior... Don't know what he did, the ex.
Yeah. Well, she got some money out of him anyway.
Yeah, not anymore.
Did they not get it back?
No, Brad has it all. Just sitting in his house in America.
It's delayed the remake. It's delayed the next episode of Mr. and Mrs. Smith because he usually only works when he needs money. Yeah. And he's got some now, so.
And he's not ill. Or in France.
Well, maybe that's what he spent the money on. He's getting better.
True.
So now he's okay. So unless he gets cancer again, he's not going to make another movie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, you should think on, Brad. You've behaved very poorly in this situation. You're the pits.
Oh, yes. Meet the Pits.
Meet the Pits.
Where it's just Brad Pitt doing low-level scams, slipping over at 7-Eleven. My back!
God, I always thought he was a good guy, but I did wonder why he always had a coin on a string.
Down at the laundromat.
Just when you're out with Brad, he'll never walk past a parking meter without shaking it a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sadly, all that sort of opportunity for low-level shenanigans is disappearing. I used to love a good fingering of a phone. Looking for
just see if there's a little spare coin in there.
Yeah. I just felt like, that's a good way to test if the universe is on your side.
Yeah, it's not.
No, it never was. Never was.
That's you hang that meat tail low. Your meat tail's never gonna be high like a corgi. Exposing your anus of good fortune. Well, all right, okay.
Yeah, once you started describing it, I was like, I actually think I prefer it the way it goes.
What I don't understand is why are huskies' tails like that? Like, you live in the coldest place in the world. Why is your bum hole exposed like that?
You got to do all that running. It's a good way to pep you up. Wake up! It's the way, like a lot of, it motivates you to be the lead dog.
I bet it does. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I'm going to work my way up through this.
Yeah, one of the benefits, you'll see.
All I want to see is more Finland in front of me.
Yeah, how come I can't see all the other dogs, all the twos, the threes, and the fours, they can't stop singing Brown Eyed Girl, and they can't figure out why.
I just want to sniff you. That's all that row 2 and row 3 are doing. Trying to get to know row 1.
Feel like I already know you. Like afterwards. Shaking hands afterwards.
Great working with you, by the way.
Yeah.
Can I compliment you on your diet? How the hell we ended up talking about dogs' bumholes in a story about Brad Pitt's perfidy? Anyway, it turns out Brad Pitt has managed to use some of the 700 grand he got out of scamming poor Anne, and he put it into a media campaign to suggest that in fact it was AI scammers had done it.
Yeah.
Rather than Brad Pitt.
I doubt it.
I doubt it. It seems unlikely to me. It seems unlikely that there would be desperate people somewhere in the world using the internet for nefarious means.
I think this is Brad Pitt's personal vendetta against AI, and it's now come out into the media. This war has been going on since AI became aware. It identified very quickly Brad Pitt was the cause of the world's problems and has been trying to eliminate him. So there's friction. And now Brad's trying to pin this on AI. AI is a good guy.
I think it was Angelina did it.
Yeah, Angelina's lawyers cooked this up.
No, I could see Angelina just on her laptop, on a reasonably priced Dell laptop.
She looks like she'd have a Dell. Talk about it too. Why? Because I don't like to pay for a little picture of an apple.
Yeah. I think you find these are perfectly good laptops. Yeah, as she just
Until you try and use one, it's like, how the fuck does this work?
The hell, Angelina! Here she comes in her wellies. She lives on a farm. That's how she scams people. She grows her own food. And she scams people in the name of her ex-husband.
Yeah,
that all checks out.
Yeah,
I could see her do that.
That's what happened.
That's probably what happened. Yeah, I mean, it seems so ludicrous. How would you fall Why would you think that Brad Pitt's mad? Got in touch with it all seems ludicrous. So you can see why Toulouse FC and Netflix France decided to rip the piss out of her online. But you know, we're all vulnerable,
especially over that.
Over love.
Yeah.
Who do you think? I mean, because there must have been just this moment where she's like, "Oh my God, Brad Pitt."
You don't know what stories people tell themselves either. Like, she could have had a crush on Brad Pitt, you know.
What woman would do that?
Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like, there could be a pre-existing chance to fall for a Brad Pitt scam, which is something AI would know. Like, if you had been looking into him, or, you know, there'd be a way, an algorithm or something they could, you know, if they've got this much.
She put in her profile, her favourite movie stars, Brad Pitt, that sort of thing.
Or whatever, you know, her search history might, you know, phishing scams might get into her search history and then go, okay, well, if we're going to do it with this is the one.
Who would it be for you?
Brad Pitt. I think it is for everyone. I don't even think they have to.
Yeah. What the hell was I thinking? Of course it's Brad Pitt. Just take my money, Brad!
You know who I like, but she now doesn't look anything like what I remember. Bridget Fonda. I was always fond of Bridget.
Was that during the time of, you know...
Only the later years. The early stuff, I find her grotesque.
When she was all statuesque and beautiful.
No, thank you.
What was the movie where she was a sexy space lady? And the baddie was called Duran Duran.
No, that's Jane Fonda.
Who are you talking about?
Bridget Fonda was the Gen X version. It was Peter Fonda's daughter.
Oh.
She was in Singles.
Oh.
She was in Jackie Brown. She played the pothead that they had to remember.
Yes, I recall her now. Yes. Yeah. Yes, I could see how you'd be vulnerable to a scamming from...
Yeah. But she looks nothing like that now. Have you seen pictures of her?
I have not.
It's just she decided to retire from acting and lives, I think, in Connecticut and is a happy mom and God bless her for it. But
is she all augmented? Does she have a lot of surgery?
No.
Oh, that's good.
No.
That's nice.
She's just not, you know, she I think has just gone, you know, she's centered, it seems. Like there's nothing wrong with it, but she's not a Hollywood actress anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you're no longer vulnerable to her scamming you.
I don't think I would be, no.
You think you're invulnerable to being scammed by a Connecticut housewife?
Yeah, I think Bridget is not. I don't think she is trying to attract a mate anymore either.
You never know. We don't know what Bridget's doing. We don't know what she's doing.
Oh, I think she must be 60 years old, I think.
Well, you never know. There's a lot of lovely bits of vintage out there. There's some fine 60-year-olds.
You wait till you see the picture.
For me, it'd be the lady in Weird Science.
Oh, Anthony Michael Hall. Don't call him that.
No, the actual.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Not the actress, not Kelly LeBrock.
No?
No, the character in Weird
Science. The pliable science experiment.
Science lady. You know what I mean? It comes through a lot of dry ice through the movie.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. We all came through a lot of dry ice when we saw that movie.
There's a lot of wet ice. A lot of wet ice. Wet ice sounds like a
dry ice coming out by the end.
Wet ice sounds like Bon Jovi's third album. Wet ice. The rest of the band put out Wet Ice as an album while John Bon Jovi's gone off to do his cowboy movie. We don't need you, John.
Got his cousin in or one of those sort of things.
Len Bon Jovi. Yeah. Len Bon Jovi? Yeah. Short for Leonard. Yeah, we know what Len is short for. He looks nothing like John. No, it's on the other side of the family. Like,
Yeah. Just by marriage, Len.
Len married Maria, John's cousin.
And he took her last name. Yeah, he's a bit of a wet noodle. You know.
He was the perfect front for wet ice. Oh, he's talking about. His real name's Sidebottom. His Len Sidebottom. He was the one that brought in small hair metal.
Yeah. He didn't have much left by the time they made wet ice.
I mean, he was 68.
Comb over.
Go. She's great on a glockenspiel, though. I tell you what.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, just it's that I think, you know, these people, these scammers online, like it just seems like you go, oh, fuck off. There's no way this famous person, but like they kind of bypass the logical part of your brain, and you're just, oh my god,
Yeah.
that's, you know what I mean. If I opened my phone and went on to one of the leading apps that Eejits of the world is already signed up for, and you can follow us and look at all our clips on, and all of them. And I opened it up, and there was the lady from Weird Science was like, you know, coming out of a wet cloud.
Yeah.
Going, hello, Andrew. I mean, I don't know why she would speak like that. Hello.
It's your fantasy, buddy.
Not my fantasy. It's a fact. Right? And all she needs, because, you know, being a science fantasy lady, she's pretty juicy on the energy bills.
Oh,
so,
yeah. Dry ice is not.
And the hair, and her big hair. Like, it's never.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
What?
She's mine. You wag your meat tail somewhere else, buddy.
That's why I don't like her. She makes my meat tail wag. You really got to watch your diet if you're going to wag your meat tail.
Never wag your meat tail. Just move from the hips and let it sway. But yeah, I mean, you know, I watched this documentary a while back about romance scammers, and they were targeting young men in the Gulf states, so Dubai, Abu Dhabi, you know, young wealthy men, Gulf Arab dudes there.
Many of the things Scooby-Doo said.
Happy Dabby Doo. Oh God.
And now we see if that stays in.
I'm gonna duck your meat tail, boy. I'm gonna treat you like a terrier. And anyway, so all these young men thought that they were entering into online sexual liaisons with Swedish women. Mm-hmm. Whereas in fact it was a former fishing village in Morocco, and all the fish had been caught by Russians and Chinese, and there was no fish left for these fishermen to fish, so now they were fishing a new crop.
PH. Ishing.
Oh, PH fishing, yeah, exactly. They were exactly fisherman scam artists. Yeah.
They didn't have to change their licenses.
But it was the whole town. All the men in this fishing village were all romance scamming other men in the Middle East.
And you know how it ended? They all fell in love. And all these guys from Dubai and Abu Dhabi, they're all now, they're all in love with these guys, you know, because they all just, it wasn't about looks or gender.
It certainly was. They all thought they were Swedish chicks.
Right. Well, dress up the old fishermen like Swedish chicks. I mean, these guys are, you know, beggars can't be choosers.
No.
Yeah.
No, but you at least like to be able to choose what you're begging for. I mean,
Get them
I
all
think a lot of
some
men
Miss
would beg
Piggy
for a
wigs.
Swedish woman, but not a Moroccan fisherman.
Yeah, if you squint. It's in the sunlight, you squint. Yeah, you figure
Oh,
it
you
out.
never know. You never know. But yeah,
Oh, wow. Yeah. No,
an
those
elderly
scam...
fisherman. You would not expect an elderly fisherman was in fact Helga.
No, I had the other way around. I was looking for old fishermen online. All these Swedish ladies were pretending I was
So annoying.
Helga, knock it off. I'm looking for a rough-handed man from Marrakesh.
I'm looking for some trawlermen. And I look, and then I hear a on my window, and I look up. Oh, and it's only Helga. It's just smearing her tits along my fucking patio window.
Oh, I'm sick into my mouth a little
Oh,
bit.
don't push them into the glass.
No.
That only makes them look bigger.
No, she smelled nothing of mackerel.
I don't think she knew anything about a ship's bilge. No. You know, absolutely no idea how to top and tail a mackerel.
Just a scam artist.
Just get out of here, Blue Eyes. And
Take that feminine athletic body and tiptoe through the snow.
take that weirdly honey-toned skin and your flaxen hair. Get the hell out of here. Nobody wants you.
Back in your sob and go.
What? Oh, in your sob. I thought you said sob. Go on, sob somewhere else, sister.
Yeah.
Well, the path of true love is never smooth or straight.
Yeah.
Or is it gravelled? It's not gravelled. It's not metalled. It's a track. The track of love is bumpy.
It's seasonal. It's
It is.
closed right now.
It's closed. Yes.
Yeah.
It goes over the summit of love.
Yeah.
But in the winter months, you
The summit of love. Which ended in Altamont.
yeah. So look, you know, there's no shame in it, and like at some point we've all, you know, Brad Pitt has seduced the world, Dan.
Yeah.
It's not just you, right?
Yeah.
I mean, at least it was Brad, right? You weren't scammed into falling in love with an AI Adam Sandler.
This is what you do.
Oh, an AI Adam Sandler.
Oh, that's when AI would turn itself off. This is a serious thing that you can do, though. Anytime you're entering into something like that, or if somebody's scamming you in public or anything, if you get them, just go, will you ever ask me for money? And will you sign a note that says you won't? And then you always have that note with you. It actually ends in a scam.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what ends scams really quickly. Scamming them.
Oh, flipping it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not as quick as, you sign this note.
Just sign this note. Is this note like a sort of a dive bar contract? What are we talking about here?
Yeah. Just have it, because at that point they're like, well, there's nothing I can do, because once I ask them for money, they're just gonna produce this.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
It's hard though, because you get blinded by things, and these people are
Brad
talented.
Pitt, you know what I mean? It's
Good looking guy.
you know what I mean, and nobody wants him to be ill.
No.
Nobody wants Brad to be ill. We want Brad to be around for ages. Mm-hmm. Like Dick Van Dyke levels of ages.
Wow.
When the AI Dick Van Dyke came after you. You know what I mean? You'd only know that it was the real Dick Van Dyke if his English accent was shit.
Yeah, police are looking for a man from nowhere.
A very upbeat man from nowhere. We're looking for a love crook who can sing and dance. Yeah. Sometimes when I think the world's a bad place, I remember, no, it's not. Dick Van Dyke's out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know who we're going to replace him with.
Well, anyway, and like I said, we're not here to mock you. We're here to mock the scam artists.
Yeah.
Think about what you do. Don't go around messing with people's hearts.
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah.
That's what we're trying to tell you.
That's what we're trying to say. All right. Well, there you go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's been this week's Eejits of the World.
Oh, we nattered. We had a good old natter.
Ooh, it started slow, but jeez, the fucking wheeze. I got a long edit tomorrow, eh?
Oh.
Ooh.
Edit out that racist accent, for one. You're not allowed to say it. I am.
That's
I'm
a
from
racist.
there.
That's a Canadian racist.
That's a racist.
I'm very offended when people pretend to be racist.
You're saying all your racism wrong. I'll do it. Shut up.
Shut up, Blimmy.
Irishman.
You've been ruining country fairs for fucking since '04. Anyway, fuck all this. Right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us on another episode of Eejits of the World.
Hope you liked it.
If you'd like to know more about Eejits of the World, you can follow us on the social medias. We're on all of them. It's at Eejits of the World. We put out clips every week. Please like and subscribe, comment underneath, follow us. Listen to the whole episode. Listen to the whole damn episode.
Yeah.
Do the whole 9 yards. Thank you so much for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. It has been a Pod People production.